What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy podcast. Today, episode 31. That's right. You have a full month, a full 31 days of Waterboy podcast to listen to. So if you haven't listened to every episode, I don't know what you're doing. Go listen to all of them, every single one of them. They're all on Spotify. They're all on Apple Podcasts. The last like 6 are on YouTube, but that's all right. We're getting there.
You could listen to them every day for like a full month, but if you really are a hardcore fan, if you're a real one, if you got that dog in you, you'll listen to it 31 hours straight, just start to finish, all through
and the real water boys listen to the podcast over and over. They keep listening to it. One time's not enough. You got to memorize the whole pod.
They rate it 5 stars too, and they give it a like on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Those are the realest ones out there.
Don't forget they put them on their Instagram stories too. Like every time the new episode comes out,
I mean those guys go above and beyond.
Those are the real water boys.
Yeah, those are the real water boys, spreading the brand, helping the boys out. Helping the Waterboy community. But today, we got a packed full episode today. Got some college football to talk about. Probably have NFL in there.
Oh, I got
we got some MLB and stuff. I think there's there wasn't much NBA news, but I got a little something. But you know what? I want to start off. We made the mistake last episode starting off with baseball, so we're gonna end with that. So I want to start off with some of these college football rankings.
Okay, and then we'll go into the NFL after that.
So PFF, Pro Football Focus, pretty sure they released one of the worst lists I've ever read in my life. Anthony Trash. Okay, I think it's Treesh, but we're gonna call him Anthony Trash. He releases one of the most trash lists I've ever read in my life. His quarterback rankings, college football quarterback rankings for the upcoming season: Bryce Young 1, Caleb Williams 2, Spencer Rattler 3, CJ Stroud 4, Sam Hartman 5, and then Grayson McCall, Brennan Armstrong, Dylan Gabriel, Keaton Slovis, where they incorrectly marked him as a USC quarterback still, and then Tyler Van Dyke. So, just like the Water Boys sometimes with our stats, you can already throw the rest of the thing out the window after an early mistake. So by putting Keaton Slovis as a USC quarterback, this list is already discredited.
You would think that this would be from like Ballsack Sports or something, but no, this dude is a real college football analyst. And if Grant is the greatest editor ever, which he claims to be, he'll throw this up on the video too. He'll throw
if I'm the greatest editor ever, this will be up on the pod right now. Probably not. But if I'm a great editor, it will be up there. But okay, my reaction to this list is, how do we get the most interactions with Ohio State fans? That's usually the general trend with most college football fan accounts, just because Ohio State statistically has the largest fan base on social media. That's just a fact. Literally look it up. Month in, month out, year in, year out, Ohio State always generates the most interactions among any fan base when it comes to social media. So how do we generate the most interactions with Ohio State fans? You put CJ Stroud at number 4. You know what? Spencer Rattler over CJ Stroud's all I need to know that this is a troll post. That's all I needed to know. I didn't need to read anything else.
I don't understand. What makes you think that Spencer Rattler is going to be, or is currently, the number 3 quarterback in college football? You had him ranked as 1 going into last season. We all know exactly what happened. We obviously weren't doing the podcast then, but I directly stated that Spencer Rattler was absolute trash, just a literal dumpster fire of a quarterback. That was proven week 1 when we played them. But, I just there's no reason, I don't even think that he should be in the top 5. You could possibly put him there, but you think that he's going to have a career resurgence at South Carolina? That's still in the
SEC. And it's South Carolina in the SEC. Who is on South Carolina? I literally have no idea who is on South Carolina.
The last player I remember, I think that's gone to the NFL. I could be wrong about this.
No, it's probably what? JC Horn.
Yeah, JC was from there. That's the
Yeah.
last player I remember. They're like who on offense has been a great.
No, I'm talking offense though. Like literally,
I know there just hasn't been. Maybe
rip the running back, Lattimore, Marcus Lattimore. Is that his name? Rip. Oh my God, so sick. But I'm pretty sure I got that name right, or it's Marshawn.
Like also, like I think there might have been like an offensive tackle or something from there, like a year or two ago.
Anyway, the upside on South Carolina is not very promising. I'm pretty sure the coach is Shane Beamer. You know, not very promising, even though they are in the SEC East, the cupcake division of the SEC. But yeah, like
in my mind,
it's an interaction post, but I love the idea out of PFF, you know?
Yeah. And in my mind, like if you're those top 3 quarterbacks, those like, that's what your ranking is. Those are the 3 quarterbacks that will be in Heisman contention. Like whatever quarterbacks you rank top 3 going into the season or just top 3 in college football, those are the quarterbacks you think could be a Heisman contender. There is no way on earth, like hell literally would have to freeze over for Spencer Rattler to be anywhere near consideration for a Heisman this
year. Yeah. So one thing I want to just point out real quick about these rankings. Last year, CJ Stroud was the number 2 quarterback in quarterback ranking for college football. But when we compare him to the other guys at the top, when you consider his like workload, how many pass attempts he had compared to the other guys, he literally was the best quarterback last year. Like he was the best quarterback. Bryce Young was the best player. CJ Stroud was the best quarterback. Okay. Just because Bryce Young can actually run the football, unlike CJ Stroud, who's afraid to run the ball. CJ Stroud last year, 72% completion percentage, 317 completions on 441 attempts. That's a lot. That's a really high completion percentage for that many attempts. And I know he was throwing to 2 first-round receivers and Jackson Smith, who's another top 10 receiver, but still 4,435 passing yards, 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
That's don't lie. Ball don't lie.
If that guy isn't in your top 2 for next season, your list doesn't matter. What I don't
understand is like, okay, yeah, like I understand Caleb Williams was going to Oklahoma, and I understand there's a lot of hype behind USC, but if the consensus is that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be fighting for the number 1 overall pick next year in the NFL, why is he behind Spencer Rattler and why is Caleb Williams above him? Like if I were doing that list, I would probably put Bryce Young, CJ Stroud 1, 2, Caleb Williams 3. Spencer Rattler is probably by.
I'm not even sure if you could put that dude in top like 10. No. Sure, like for sure. You could. I don't know why Hendon Hooker. I don't know why he wasn't in there. The Tennessee quarterback. That guy was a baller last year. Only had 3 picks. Hendon Hooker last year.
Tyler Van Dyke, I'm pretty sure is a baller, isn't he? Isn't Tyler Van Dyke like actually like a very like I haven't seen him play. I'm pretty sure he's a very.
He's pretty good. He is pretty good.
Dylan Gabriel. We'll see how he does in Oklahoma. I'm surprised that Dart isn't on here for Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna throw Keaton on there, why is Dart not on there? Like, what is this list?
Why is Spencer Rattler on there and Dart's not?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an interaction post. I guess PFF, smart move on them for that. Yeah,
get it easy clicks, easy reactions.
Sam Hartman, I'm not gonna hate on that one. Sam Hartman's pretty good. He's not
bad, he's not bad.
But yeah, I mean, that's just an interaction post.
Okay. I've got some stuff for the NFL, assuming you're done with college football.
That's what I had on that. That was just atrocious.
Just first and foremost for this post, we talked about Zach Wilson last week. His adventures in whatever sphere we'd like to call that. He posted just like a couple days after that, just like some casual like football throwing post at like some country club per usual, right? He just goes like, like I had poor cell service, like what I miss. Like I think that's pretty funny. Like the dude just kind of like, he's just kind of rolling with the punches. With that said, though, one of the big things I wanted to get to for this episode was another PFF post from 2 days ago. They gave their top 10 NFL draft classes since 2006. Their number one was the 2017 Saints, Kamara, Ramczyk, Lattimore, that draft class. Yeah, 2018 Ravens, I think that's Lamar Jackson class.
Yeah.
2014 Raiders, that might be Derek Carr's class. 2010 Steelers.
Khalil Mack, probably.
That's what it is. 2006 Broncos, 2010 Seahawks, 2012 Seahawks, which is Russ's class, Bobby Wagner. 2019 Titans, 2018 Colts, which I think the Quentin Nelson class, and then the 2006
and Darius Leonard.
Yeah. So my big thing on here is, why is the 2015 Vikings not on this list? Do you know who came out in the 2015 Vikings class?
Is that like Rhodes closed, Dalvin? I don't know.
No. The 2015 Vikings class was, and I responded to their tweet and I said this, the 2015 Vikings class, Eric Kendricks, Danielle Hunter, Stephon Diggs, Trey Waynes, and Michael Pruitt, who's been a good depth player for the Titans over the last couple of years. Like, Eric Kendricks, arguably, like, people kind of shade him, like, but he's like arguably one of the best linebackers in the league, if not like top 5 linebackers in the league. Stephon Diggs, my guy, obviously a top 5 receiver in the NFL right now.
Stephon and Danielle are definitely the two. I mean, them three alone, forget
like
the
that
rest.
Alone should be enough. Plus, you have Trey Waynes in the first round, who, by the way, all those players that have made a great impact weren't first round picks. Eric Hendricks, Danielle Hunter, Stephon Diggs, not first round picks.
No, Trey I know. I do got to look back at those other.
Trey Waynes,
who were the other players that got drafted on those other teams? I mean,
I don't know, but like 2015, like 2006 Saints. I was talking to my friend who's a Saints fan. Like, they got like their 2 bona fide like offensive linemen there and 1 safety, so that's 3 players. But I didn't know. 2012 Seahawks, obviously no. 2019 Titans, I wouldn't really be able to tell you. I think
2006 Saints. I got it right here. Okay, so Reggie Bush.
Okay.
Roman Harper, Rob Ninkovich, Jari Evans, Zach Streif, Marquise Colston. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 players play at least 9 seasons in the NFL in that draft class.
So pretty good, but like, okay. 2019 Titans was that AJ Brown's class. Like, I think they might also have a Dory Jackson in it.
Let me see.
I don't even know if he's still. I don't think.
I want to look this up. I'm curious. I just, I want to be on your side here, but I'm curious to see where.
I'm just saying, Eric Kendricks, Stephon Diggs, Danielle Hunter, Trey Waynes, and Michael Pruitt, who have all, like, that was basically all their draft picks besides maybe like TJ Clemmings. Like, I mean, if you're hitting on that amount of draft picks, it should be in a top 10 draft class. Like, the amount of impact they've had in the NFL is kind of absurd.
I can't find a proper list of everybody drafted in the. Okay, here, found it.
It's on ESPN, but
okay, like, Jeffrey Simmons, AJ Brown, Nate Davis, Amani Hooker, DeAndre Walker, David Long.
I would say Jeffrey Simmons is still there, but like, I wouldn't put him in like a top 10. Pretty good. I don't know.
Jeffrey Simmons pretty good, man.
No, I know he's pretty good, but is he better than? Is he better than Danielle Hunter? When Danielle's healthy, I don't think so.
Well, they play different positions.
Well, yeah, but they're both on the D line.
But it's different positions. I mean, you don't want to get TJ Watt again.
Very fair, very fair. But is AJ Brown better than Stephon Diggs? No. Especially
as of right now in his career, yeah. When you compare him at this point in the career, yes. But obviously,
Stephon
right now
wasn't
for
the
next
number 1
season,
starter. Stephon wasn't the bona fide starter that AJ Brown came in and was the starter. Like, Stephon Diggs had to fight for his
would you not say that's more impressive for AJ Brown?
No, because the Titans have never had a solid receiving core in the last couple of years. They've been Derrick Henry.
But he had to go up against Julio.
Julio was becoming washed from the Falcons, and he already had locked down that bona fide starter.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that is competition. Julio Jones is competition.
Stephon Diggs was buried behind. Like that's basically comparing like right now AJ Brown is better than
I'm saying you're not helping Stephon out right now. You're not helping Stephon's case.
Overall course,
because he didn't start early in his career and AJ Brown did. That means AJ Brown is doing better at that point.
No, the markets.
Yes, it does. What the fuck are you talking about?
We're talking about two different head coaches for two different teams.
I'm aware, but AJ Brown, regardless of the coaching, AJ Brown has had more reps and more success early in his career than Stephon Diggs. Therefore, you can say early on at this point, early in their career, when Stephon was year 4 versus AJ Brown year 4, AJ Brown's had a more successful career. Like, let me look up Stephon Diggs' career stats going into year 3.
Well, look, okay.
I'm just saying.
Mike Zimmer.
Everett, you cannot debate me on that.
Mike Zimmer doesn't or never let.
Okay, cool. I don't care. AJ Brown just happened to get that PT and reps early in his career, which Stephon didn't get to have. Therefore, AJ Brown going into year 4 has had a better career than Steph going into year 4. Doesn't matter who the coach is.
Let's see here.
I mean, you could try to like explain why Steph didn't get those reps.
Okay. So through the first 3 years,
AJ Brown's quarterback was Ryan Tannehill. It's not like, I mean, they have Derrick Henry, so I mean, they kind of want to run the ball. I mean, his head coach came out preseason saying, "Let's run."
You're complaining.
It's not
you're
like
complaining.
AJ Brown's in like the most like.
Hold on. You're telling me when you're talking about, oh, it's not like AJ Brown's in the best, most prolific offense through the first 3 years of his career because he has Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. Stephon Diggs had Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, and Case Keenum through the first 3 years of his career. I don't want to hear anything about the quarterbacks making a big difference because Ryan Tannehill is definitely better than Teddy Bridgewater, Case Keenum, and Sam Bradford. Like, I don't have that argument. But
okay, sure, but I mean, AJ Brown's bald. And he played with like a torn ACL for 2 seasons.
Through the first 3.
What are we saying, Everett? You can't tell me Stephon Diggs has been more impressive.
Can I read the damn stats, please? Or am I not allowed to do that?
I mean, go for it. I mean, I'd love to hear the Vikings delusional fan explain why Steph's better. Go for it. Let's hear it.
Through the first 3 years of their career, so 2015 and 2017 for Stephon, 2019 and 2021 for AJ Brown. Stephon Diggs played 40 games. AJ Brown played 43. For receiving,
okay,
AJ Brown 185 receptions, Stephon 200. AJ Brown, we'll say 3,000 yards, 2,995. We'll say AJ Brown at 3,000 yards. Stephon 2,472. Stephon 15 touchdowns. AJ Brown 24 touchdowns. Average yards, Stephon 12.4. AJ Brown 16.2. So yes, you're correct. Through this point in his career, AJ Brown has had a better career statistically. But if we look at their careers to this point, we were just looking.
I'm aware. I'm saying like, for next season, I would rather have Stephon Diggs and AJ Brown. Don't get me wrong, but
we're comparing them right now, because we don't know.
Look at this. I mean,
like I said. If we're just looking at it right now, like obviously you take Stephon, we don't know where AJ Brown's career is going to go. But if we're just looking at this very point in time, right, and now AJ Brown's on the Eagles, so rest in peace his wide receiver career. I still would say that Vikings draft class, because even if you go Jeffrey Simmons, AJ Brown, Daniil Hunter, Stephon Diggs, there's still Eric Hendricks in there. There's still Train Waynes in there. There's still Michael Pruitt in there, and Michael Pruitt's on the Titans right now. Like, he's a good depth player. I would just say the 2015 Vikings draft class is better than the 2019 Titans. I don't think that's that big of a leap to make. I also think that the 2018
this is what I'm looking at here. Okay. And this is, I don't know. I didn't make this list. I don't know why they ranked it. I'm just trying to.
You talking about the PFF list?
Yeah, I'm trying to reason why, because PFF sucks dick, but I'm trying to understand why they did this list. So Jeffrey Simmons is a baller. So that pick panned out. That's a 3-year starter. AJ Brown, another baller.
Obvious. Yeah.
That panned out. Nate Davis, their guard, 3rd-round pick, has been a 3-year starter. So that counts. Amani Hooker started last year. So that kind of counts.
I think he was mid, though.
DeAndre Walker has played 1 game in his career, so that doesn't really count. And then David Long has played 38 games in his career, started 9 games last season. I don't really know why. I don't really know. I mean,
kind of sounds like an average draft class. Like maybe
no,
a little bit.
not average. Definitely a very good ass draft class, considering they had what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters come out of that. I mean, that's pretty damn good, Everett. But 2019 Titans up for who else was on that list? 2012 Seahawks.
That's the Russ and Bobby Wagner class. I think that.
All right, so that one. Okay, 2010 Seahawks. Is that the GOAT draft? I think that might be the GOAT draft. I think 2010 Seahawks. Russell Okung, Earl Thomas, Golden Tate, Cam Chancellor.
Yeah. 2014 Raiders, Khalil Mack. Obviously. 2017 Saints.
There's just got to be someone else in that class.
What about the 2010? Was it 2010 Steelers Antonio? Is it Antonio Brown?
I'm looking up the 2014 Raiders draft.
I'm curious.
I'm curious.
That might have been Derek Carr's class and
Khalil Mack, Derek Carr,
Gabe
Jackson, Justin Ellis, TJ Carey, Shelby Harris.
Gabe Jackson was a starter for a while. TJ Carey was a starter.
6 players with over 80 games in the NFL.
Yeah, like that makes sense. But like,
it's pretty good.
I mean,
what's the number 1 on that list?
2017 Saints, which I'll agree with that. That's Marshawn Lattimore, Alvin Kamara, Ryan.
That draft went crazy.
They hit on like every pick.
That draft went
That's literally what made them a playoff contender, like fighting Eagles for 3 years, was that draft class. I remember that.
Okay. Whoa. Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Marcus Williams, safety, Alvin Kamara, Alex Anzalone, Trey Hendrickson, D-end.
Got Trey out of that one? Yeah, no, that's solidified there.
That's okay. Shout out the 2017 Saints. Sean Payton, was he the GM for them at that point?
He might.
Who the hell drafted that? You, sir, should go in the Hall of Fame.
I can call my Saints.
Al-Quadin Muhammad. Who is this DN? He's still in the league.
That's probably rotationary.
Every single player is still in the NFL from that draft.
Yeah.
This dude Muhammad had 6 sacks for the Colts last year. Like, Jesus.
Also,
that draft class, the 2017 Saints, go down in the history books. My God.
Another PFF post, by the way.
Yeah, we got to get off this. We're good with that.
Another PFF post, by the way, from yesterday, which I thought was absolute blasphemy. And they go, "This duo is dangerous." Cowboy fan emoji, and it's a picture of Dak and Zeke. To which I responded, "That is not even the best quarterback running back duo on that entire team. That would belong to Tony Pollard and Dak Prescott."
Yeah, so as an Ohio State fan, and for Zeke having such a special place in my heart, I'm just gonna come out and say it. That dude got ran into the dirt. And his legs can't do it anymore. So he's led the league in rushing 2 times in his career. They both happened within his first 3 seasons of the NFL. The dude averaged 20 carries a game his rookie year.
Yeah.
That's not a recipe for long success. That is not a recipe for long-term success. I just want to say, Zeke, he's had 1650, 288. almost 2,000 career touches in the NFL through 6 seasons. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Really hold up with that. I just think that it's hilarious. You're saying like
I think he's dead. I think it's physically impossible for Ezekiel Elliott to ever be what he used to be. I just think it's physically impossible. And also, I mean, I don't really watch the Cowboys in depth that much, to be honest, even though they're hella entertaining because their defense always chokes and they score. So it's honestly entertaining football to watch. But when Zeke's on the field, or I mean, when Tony Pollard is on the field, he's just more like, I hate this
explosive.
word, but he's more explosive. I hate that word, but he is. He's just a bigger threat when he's on the field. I don't know how to explain it. He just is. And it breaks my heart to see it, but Zeke is
literally, you know what?
I wouldn't say washed because he's still better than like
the
75 to 80% of running backs, but he'll never be what he used to be. He'll never be.
You know what the catalyst to all
That's
this
why it's impressive why guys like Adrian Peterson, LT, that's why I think running backs in like the 80s, 90s, it's obvious they were on steroids.
Don't forget Frank.
It's pretty obvious they were on steroids. Frank Gore included. It's quite obvious.
Not Barstool Sports, Frank the Tank. No, Frank.
No, not Frank Fleming. Those guys were clearly on roids.
Yeah. But like it's literally once Zeke got paid, that's when this all kind of started. Like that's the catalyst to all this.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Zeke has essentially gotten 1,000 yards every season, though. He got 983 year 2 with a 6-game suspension.
He also,
and then 2 years ago, 979.
He also is playing now behind a far crappier offensive line in comparison.
Keep in mind, Tyron Smith is not who he used to be. Zach Martin's still a baller, but Leo's gone.
Retired.
Travis Frederick retired. You know, it's not the same.
They have Connor McGovern, or not Connor McGovern. Maybe it's McGovern, but
I'm pretty sure it is McGovern. He's good.
Yeah,
and their new center is good.
Yeah. Another list, by the way, that I have prepared for today.
Love
NFL rumors. Big list day. You know, I'm like Santa Claus today. I'm like Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's kind of been a slow week.
I really do really have to check these lists twice, like Santa Claus. I have
really got to read in depth. Got to read every word. Make sure you get everything in.
Yeah. But so according to NFL rumors, it's like an upgraded form of ball sack sports, where they do kind of report real things. To be fair.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's an NFL rumor account. They're coming out and saying it's not really legit, you know.
But they said that the top 10 NFL wide receivers per coaches and executives, like just kind of like on average.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is in this order specifically, but let's assume it is.
Okay.
1, Devontae Adams. 2, Cooper Kupp. Okay, like understandable this far. Like, okay, like I get that. 3, Jamar Chase. 4, Justin Jefferson. 5, Tyreek Hill. 6, Stephon. 7, DeAndre. 8, Mike Evans. 9, Deebo. And 10, DK.
So my first takeaway, wait, Mike Evans, did you say was 9?
Mike Evans is 8.
Mike Evans 8. Who was before Deebo?
Deebo, DK are 9 and 10. Nuke is 7. By the way, hurt for most of last year.
That's crazy. Okay, my first reaction is I know you're about to explain why Justin Jefferson should be number 1 on this list, but Tyreek Hill should be 3. Like Jamar at 3, that's an interactions post. That is an interactions click post. Okay. Like there's no other way to put it.
I agree with that.
Like Tyreek has to be 3. No one has ever seen something like Tyreek Hill. And I know it's not really receiver, but it's like that dude's so fast.
So if you were gonna make
I could put Tay Cup 1, 2, but Tyreek's got.
If you were to make your top 5 wide receiver list,
at least right now, but
where would it be? Top 5 wide receiver list, what would it be?
So I personally put Devontae 1. I think he's disgusting.
Yeah, I get that. Justin Jefferson agrees.
Now after last season, I would put Cup 2, just because I mean that dude was saucing.
It's
Literally nobody could guard him. Nobody could guard him.
bound for some form of regression this year.
Yeah, no. I know. It's more of a reaction of last year than projections for next year.
Makes sense for that.
It's more of a reaction than projection for me.
Yeah.
I would put Tyreek 3. I mean, I went over that before.
So 4 and 5.
Now 4 5 is where it gets a little bit tricky. I think in past years people would like throw DeAndre Hopkins in there. I would not put him just because reaction of last year. The dude was hurt. The dude would literally play the first quarter, albeit he would catch a touchdown on the first drive of every game, but then he's done for the game. So I can't put D-Hop. I would put J-Jet as 4. I think Justin Jefferson was so good last year. That dude, the deep ball, short routes, he literally does everything. He has everything in the arsenal. And so
he's exciting to watch. Like, it's really fun to watch him play.
Of course. I mean, when he's throwing up the gritty, like, come on, that's in a category of its own. He's just fun to watch. 5, I feel like this is like a big throw up, toss up. Things can kind of go wherever. Now, because it's a receiver ranking, I wouldn't put Debo at 5, but I think Debo is a top 5 weapon in the NFL.
Yeah,
but at receiver,
I agree with that.
I don't think I could put him
category.
5. It's kind of like Tyreek 2, but Tyreek transcends into the top 3 wide receiver category for me. That's how dynamic he is. But Debo, I'm not sure if I'd put him in my top 5 receiver list, but I guess at 5.
I have my answer.
I think I'd probably put Stephon Diggs 5.
But like so I can agree with that list. I might switch. Like, it's so difficult. Like 1 and 2, obviously, but 3 through 5, it's so difficult.
I think 1 and 2 you can kind of change around. I just think the things like Devontae and Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what it is with Derek. But
just because of the way that Tyreek Hill is, like, as an athlete, and what he can do on the field is crazy. So impressive. Like, dude, he torched the entire Vikings secondary. Like, no one, like actually no. I think like Byron Pringle torched the entire secondary for the Vikings, and then Tyreek Hill ran up and catched him like all the way down.
I remember that.
But like I agree with that. I think that people are kind of starting to clinically underrate Stephon Diggs as a player.
I'll let you finish your point.
The reason why I say that is because like we make a list like this. Like I think if you could accurately list out receivers in the NFL, like it wouldn't be like a bona fide 1 through 5. Like you would have some ties in the ranking there. Like I would probably tie Stephon and Justin Jefferson after. That's what I would, because like I think that trade originally was like a very But also, I just think that it's impossible to accurately make like a clinical difference between certain wide receivers when these wide receivers do things very well, almost at the same level. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is younger, and I'm a Vikings fan, so obviously I'm going to put him above Stephon.
But you also are a Stephon Diggs stan.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. A Stephon stan.
He's my boy. He's always been my boy from Maryland. But like I also think like people are putting Jamar up. Like, I understand that the Bengals offense is a nuclear one. And I understand that since he's entered the league, like he's been balling out the same as Justin Jefferson. But I like I said, and it's kind of hypocritical of me because I say this about Justin Jefferson, but I think Justin Jefferson has kind of earned that right more than Jamar. I think people ranking him this high just after that like one season last season.
Justin Jefferson should 1000% be above Jamar Chase. Okay. I just want to say last year, Justin Jefferson, okay. 1,600 receiving yards. Okay? 1,600 receiving yards, year 2. He has the most receiving yards out of any receiver in NFL history through their first 2 seasons. He has 3,000 receiving yards through his first 2 seasons.
Has never been done before.
You know, like we got to really think about that. And the only other, I think he broke Randy Moss's record. Ex-Vikings receiver at the time. So
I don't know. I think he was short actually, because I think we were watching that game and he was short.
So just one thing I want to point, just comparing Jay Jettas and Steph. So one thing I just want to say
so he did
Diggs, the second he left the Vikings, he blossomed. Okay.
So All right, one real quick thing. He passed Randy Moss for one record, but he fell short of his record for the Vikings single season record this past year. He was 17 yards short versus the Bears.
I just want to say it with Justin Jefferson. He's made 2 All-Pro teams, the All-Pro second team. First 2 years, 2-time Pro Bowler. Yeah. This dude, I'm going to be honest, when just accolades legacy, not winning Rookie of the Year kind of hurts, but that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. Justin Herbert, it actually has no impact on it.
Chargers fan, just saying Justin Herbert, but I still think Justin Jefferson
it honestly has no impact on his career.
No, it doesn't, but it would look nice.
Yeah. Like Randy Moss probably won Rookie of the Year. I'm just gonna guess he did.
Yes. But one thing I would like to state though, once again, thank you Eagles fans. Thank you Eagles. Thank you Howie Roseman for absolutely blundering that draft.
That's bad. Jalen Reagor, that's bad.
Vikings community will always be forever in your favor in the future. So
I mean, I just want to say another thing about Justin Herbert, my boy. If we're just going off of first 2 seasons and records, Justin Herbert's also accolade wise, he's on the GOAT watch.
Who was it the 2020 drafts, right? That was the draft. It was 2020. Yeah, it was the 2020 draft. So
I just want to say,
real quick. Let's just look through.
I got some records for Herbert real quick. Before you get into this, let me say some records. Okay. Yeah. Justin Herbert's records: most passing touchdowns by a rookie quarterback, most total touchdowns by a rookie quarterback, most 300-yard passing games by a rookie quarterback, most completions by a rookie quarterback, most passing yards in a quarterback's first 2 seasons, most total touchdowns in a quarterback's first 2 seasons, first quarterback to record 30 touchdown passes in each of his first 2 seasons, most games with at least 3 touchdown passes by a rookie. That's my guy, Herbie, baby.
Good. Okay.
6'6", 245 gunslinger out of Eugene, Oregon, baby. That's my guy.
All right. Let's look through the 2020 draft real quick. All right. I'm just going to state either who has been a Pro Bowler to this point or big name players. All right. So let's list it out. Joe Burrow, Chase Young, Justin Herbert,
phenomenal.
Tristan Wirfs, CD Lamb, Jalen Reagor, bless your soul, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, not bad. T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Laviska Shenault, Cole Kmet, Antoine Winfield Jr., Chase Claypool, Jalen Johnson, Trayvon Diggs, Cam Akers, Jalen Hurts, J.K. Dobbins, Van Jefferson, pretty good. Ezra Cleveland, starter for the Vikings. Jonah Jackson, guard for the Lions, starting guard for the Lions. Devin Duvernay on the Ravens, or he might be on the Seahawks now. I'm not sure. Cam Dantzler is starter for the Vikings. Let's see who else we have here. It's more or less kind of like Darnell Mooney, KJ Osborne. Yeah, that's kind of like
we get it.
The big list. But like that, I would say like that's a pretty like that's one of probably the better draft classes that we've had in a while. Like, who knows the way that we could go. Vikings also had the most selections that draft with 15. And they
15 draft picks.
15 and they had several, more than half of that, probably more than half of that not pan out.
Yeah, I mean that's okay though. I mean, it's expected.
We got
not
Justin Jefferson,
that's the team. So
Justin Jefferson, that's all that matters. Kyle Duggar, by the way, on the Patriots, starting safety.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you got something.
AJ Dillon, Jeremy Chin, Antonio Gibson.
All right,
Pretty good.
I think we get it. I think we get it. That's a good draft class. I think we've kind of ran through on the NFL here. I'm getting bored talking about this, so I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly shout out Bengals white helmets now going to look pretty live.
Yeah, I was a fan of that. Shout out the NFL in general for allowing them to wear secondary helmets now. Yeah, cool jerseys on the Bengals. We love the all whites. Big fan of those.
Yeah, I would say real quick little transitionary segment. I wanted to throw this in here at some point in the episode. Not necessarily sports related, but BMW car company announced that they will be adding microtransactions to their cars coming in the future. So
yeah, Fortnite has taken over the world. Fortnite, the season pass was the greatest invention of all time. BMW will probably add a season pass soon. Drive X amount of miles.
They said you have to
gain battle pass points. Like at this point, I mean, Fortnite's changed everything.
You have to pay a monthly subscription in order to use like heated seats, all-wheel drive, like GPS navigation.
So to use features of
your car, you have to pay a monthly expense.
Okay, so to use normal features that should just be built in, that are built into your car,
they
will disable them and not let you use them unless you pay them more money. All right, that's kind of genius.
So I hope that means that the cars are going to be cheaper to buy off the block, but I don't think so. Knowing
I'm not sure if that's how it's going to work, Everett.
Yeah, unfortunately, just makes luxury cars even more unattainable. Thank you, BMW.
I mean, work smarter, not harder, BMW. I mean, that's kind of the most genius business plan I've ever heard in my life.
Okay,
take away features of your car and make you pay for that. Like that's so funny.
A little segue here into the NBA and wrap up with the MLB, like you said. I'll kick us off with the NBA. ESPN got sacked this week.
Yeah, they got sacked bad.
They got sacked bad.
Sack.
Ballsack Sports basically said that John Morant was throwing shit. It was all over Twitter. Like I legitimately thought it was a thing for a minute, just because I know John Morant can be like this kind of guy. But I almost got sacked, which with my track record wouldn't be surprising.
Hey, just real quick, I just want to say, if you aren't getting sacked,
what are you doing?
You're just not fun to be around. Okay.
No,
everybody will get got at some point on the internet. And that's just part of being on the internet. Would I rather in the comments saying, you dumbass, learn how to read. If you're telling me you have never misread a post ever in your life, then you're the person that I never want to be around.
Also like,
you're the person I never want to be around in my life.
What if I have dyslexia, man? Like, making fun of me for not being able to read.
Yeah. Like, what if Everett literally can't read? Now you're being dyslexophobic.
But
about that?
Yeah, would I rather get ball sacked or buried? I don't know.
Sacked or
buried?
Buried. Yeah, I don't want to say the last name.
No. It's implied.
Everyone gets sacked at this point.
Yeah,
Everyone
if you get buried, you might have some.
That's bad.
That's pretty bad. Anyway, so
it should be pretty obvious. Those are
ESPN ran an entire segment about John Morant throwing shade at Michael Jordan, basically saying that Michael Jordan wouldn't be able to play in the NBA right now and John Morant would beat him. And it was a ball sack report. Like they literally got sacked harder than Stephen A. Smith has been just sacked before. I think that that's pretty hilarious. Also, just as a general note, I sent this to you before the episode started. Tyler Herro has a brand new chest tattoo. Now, I want you to look at this chest tattoo right now as we're talking about this.
I'm looking at it.
And when I first looked at it, I didn't think that it was that bad. But the more that I've seen it, the longer that I've looked at it, I almost think that his nipples are the eyes of this tiger, whatever it is. Like, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. And like I said, if Grant is a good editor.
I am looking at it right now.
If Grant's a good editor, he'll put it on the screen right now. But like, it's like a wolf eye, like a wolf top of his head with a cross in the middle of it. with his birthday down below.
And then it says no work,
Work,
no check.
in
I don't
red. In
I
blood
don't know
red.
what the hell that means.
I like at least almost I could say like if he had
what does that mean?
if he had well it's like it's basically saying if you're not working, you're not putting in the work, you're not getting paid. Like that's what it's trying to say. Like you're not making money. But
it's like a funny way.
I almost feel like it would have been better if he did make the nipples its eyes. Like the eyes of like the tire.
Oh, no work, no check has been there for a while.
Yeah. If it has to. It's new. It's new.
The wolf. The nipple eyes.
I feel like I almost feel like because the eyes are
nipple
above
eyes are a addition.
New feature. If the eyes are above the nipples right now, right? It kind of looks like the wolf is blushing a little bit. If he had made the eyes literally the nipples, I feel like that would have made it better. I actually feel like that would have made it better.
So do we think that he's gonna extend this into like the full wolf face?
Can
or is it just the eyes up there?
Can his belly button be like the nostril?
I was thinking, will that be like a little mouth feature?
It could be.
Could it be a small mouth wolf? All right, it's the MLB. Got some baseball news. Let's start off. I just want to have a little MLB standing outlook. Everything going on in the divisions and everything. So for starting off, we're gonna start off with the AL. I don't think any of the leaders right now in the divisions will lose their lead. I think all the leaders right now will end up winning their divisions. Yankees, Twins, Astros. I think they all will. I think the threats in those divisions are the Yankees, Astros, and then the AL East wildcard contenders. I think those are the threats in the AL. Sorry, Twins. I think those are the teams to look out for. NL, I think things are going to be a little bit interesting. In the NL East, the Mets collapse choke is imminent. Braves are going to win that division. Mark that.
Speaking Central of right now, by the way, they're only up by 1 in the top of the 7th versus the Cubs. So.
Go Cubs, go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today. So shout out the Cubs. Let's speak of the Cubs, NL Central. Yeah, so I got Braves, AL East, NL Central. I got the Cardinals edging out the Brewers. I think it's just going to happen. The Brewers lineup, I'm just not scared of it. I think the Cardinals, it's more scary. Goldschmidt, Arenado, those are actually hitters. I think the Cardinals are just going to pull through, and it happens every year. For some reason, the months of August and September, the Cardinals turn into a god squad. Happens every single year. Same thing is going to happen this year too. And then NL West, it's a runaway right now. Dodgers are 60-30 currently, on pace for 108 wins, which would be a franchise record. Last year, they actually set the franchise record, even though they didn't win the NL West. They won 106 games last year, came in second place in the division. That's a crazy
stupid Giants
last year.
Stupid Giants.
But yeah, the Dodgers have they're 60-30 going into the All-Star break, but it still feels like they haven't even reached their full potential yet. It still does not feel like this team is at full potential. The starters are out of line. The relievers, they have kind of been shaping the form past couple of weeks, but they've been whack.
Clayton Kershaw, by the way.
Clayton Kershaw had a perfect game late into the game 2 nights ago. And, even though he lost it late, I think that just cements boy's got to be the all-star starter. If he's not the all-star starter, I don't
know what else is. What I want to state, though, we are in the midst of I was going to say Yankees midseason meltdown, although they are abusing the Red Sox right now 13-2 in the 8th. But I still believe it is the Yankees midseason meltdown. If you've seen their pitchers as of late, including Clay Holmes, they are not doing as well as they once were. And with that said, we are also on the Dodgers resurgence. The August Dodgers are starting to come alive here in July.
Yeah, so the Dodgers in their last 17 games, they are 15-2. That's quite a way to end the first half of the season going into the All-Star break. So yeah, on pace for 108 wins. Already said that. One thing I just want to point out, talking a little bit about the All-Star game snubs or whatever. Since Freddie Freeman has been snubbed from the All-Star game, he is 18 for 26 in total plate appearances. So that includes walks, hits,
whatever. 18 for 26. Freddie Freeman has been on an absolute tear. He's playing angry now. And honestly, I hope CJ Crum doesn't get hurt. I hope the current first baseman in the NL don't get scratched. Keep Freddie out of the All-Star game, because that is what's going to keep
like we said in the episode the other week, the Dodgers now have a little bit of grit to them. Will Smith getting snubbed too. Like they
have a little bit of fire,
they've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder now. Like the Dodgers normally don't do, and the Dodgers normally kind of like, act like they get everything handed to them. But now, especially since the All-Star games in LA, there's only so much that you can't get the Dodgers, and this being one of those things, I think that puts them in a position to succeed, and where they haven't really had that in the past couple of years, especially when they've been going into the playoffs. They haven't really had a chip on their shoulder, a reason to get angry at themselves for not doing well, a reason to not be acknowledged. And I think that this gives it to them.
No, exactly. I'm with that. I also just want to say, I agree with everything you say. However, Tyler Anderson was a late selection for the All-Star game, so we can almost mark him down for having a second half 4.5 ERA. Tyler Anderson has done his duty. He's officially a non-factor in the second half. Hopefully,
Bobby Miller might get called up, and
hopefully what I just said was a joke.
But okay. Speaking of players,
I swear, if Tyler Anderson goes to shit second half. Okay. Real quick, now that I just think, before the season started, I said the key players are going to be Gavin Lux and Will Smith, and they have produced. And the Dodgers are at 60-30, 66% win, 66% win percentage. All right. Those guys have been so good this year. Gavin Lux has been such an amazing hitter this year. And right now we got a little uncertainty middle of the lineup. Muncy has been straight dog shit. I was on his side like 2 months ago. One thing I just want to say. So my dad, really massive.
Wait, hold on, fan. Real quick. Play the TikTok of Grant backing up Muncy. Like,
yeah. If I'm a great editor, that TikTok is going up on screen right now. And hopefully you guys just saw it. Probably not, but if you guys just did, it'd make a lot more sense. My dad, massive Dodger fan, he watches like pretty much, I'd say 60% of the games. He watches 95% of the games. So my dad last year loved Max Muncy, right? Kind of was a Max Muncy guy. This year, I have seen a full 180 mood flip like I've never seen before. And Max Muncy, my dad's like, actually send to AA, not even AAA at this point. Go to double, because that's how bad Max is. But regardless.
So here's my question. So I want to get into like possible trade markets with the trade deadline coming up. What I want to start with is obviously the biggest name to come out of this past week. Juan Soto declined a $440 million option from the Nets over 15 years, which I kind of understand. I don't want to be stuck in Washington for 15 years.
Also, the way baseball salary caps are going, he could probably sign a much bigger deal in 2 years. So he's actually an unrestricted free agent. He has 2 years of ARB still left.
Sorry, I believe the 3 teams, possibly 4 teams that are in like big contention right now for Juan Soto are the Dodgers per usual, Padres, Rays, and Red Sox. I have their trade pack
100%.
The Yankees are the Yankees are in it, but I don't have a prospective trade package for them right now, so that's why I didn't list them. But they're also in there. So are the Marlins and a couple other teams. I mean, if it's Juan Soto, like anybody's going to be in there.
Yeah, he's actually so. But speaking, okay, go on.
I'm going to give you the trade packages that's been or like realistic trade packages that at least this one dude has sent to me or I've seen. Okay. So for the Dodgers, let's do the Dodgers last.
Yeah.
For the Padres.
Let's go Padres first. Actually, no. I want to hear the Rays first. I want to hear the Rays first.
Hear the Rays.
Because I don't think the Rays would ever gut their farm
and
system.
look, I am gonna probably butcher all of these names except for 3 of them because I can't read. Okay, so for Juan Soto, the Nationals would get Arozarena.
Randy Arozarena.
Arozarena, thank you. Bradley, who's a right-handed pitcher. Edwards, second baseman. Glasnow is the starting pitcher. Mead at third base, and Paredes at third base. That's
so
the trade.
No Wander Franco.
No Wander Franco. But they give up Glasnow.
So just looking at that, I don't think that it's a possibility. I don't think the Rays would do that. I think that's a shitty trade for the Rays. The Rays are just consistent every year.
The assumed value for Juan Soto is basically 194. That trade package that the Rays would propose to give to the Nationals is 227. So it's about almost 30 above.
Okay.
So they are overpaying a little bit for Juan Soto, but that's their presumed package.
Okay, real quick, I really like how you say Juan Soto.
Juan.
I really like how you say Juan instead of Juan. I think you could like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think Juan. I think that works, but I like how you say Juan.
Juan. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how I pronounce Mookie, so
you mean Mookie?
Mookie, yeah. I have problems with words.
You say milk too?
No,
like I say milk.
I say milk.
Oh. Okay.
No, that's what Brian says. Brian says milk. I say milk.
Who's Brian?
Although I do say bagel. That is how I pronounce bagel. Like an A. We could have a whole segment on the ways that I can't speak properly, and I don't know why that's the case, but Red Sox trade package.
Yeah, let's see what the Sox can offer.
Bello, Casas,
Bello, okay.
Duran, whatever you fancy. Hoke, Houck, starting pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Mayer, and York. So I don't have a value on that, but I presume that it's going to be probably about 200.
Yeah, I think there are I think there are other teams with a better prospect haul than that. Okay.
Who cares about the Red Sox? I know. So Padres trade.
Padres. Let's hear this one because this one.
Now this is what scares me. If the Padres get Juan Soto, whatever.
No, please say it how you normally say it. It's amazing. It'll do numbers.
Can't wait until you clip it, and then it's just the comment section being like, "Bro, what are you saying?" But it's just gonna be a clip of me every time I say Juan, and it's just gonna be there's no other information.
No, I think it's great, Everett. Do you want to change it?
But okay, so this is what scares me because Tatis comes back, Manny Machado's there, and they have Soto.
Now, real quick, how would they even? I guess they.
I'm going to show you.
I don't know how they'd even be able to re-sign Juan Soto with Manny and Tatis locked up on those deals.
It's the MLB. They always find a way.
Well, even if it happened, I think the rest of their team would be so ass that I'd be okay with it. Like, I'd be fine.
But okay, this is their trade package or perspective. Abrams, Campusano, Gore, Grisham, Hassel, and Wood. Wood, the first baseman, to clarify, not Alex Wood of the Giants.
Now, I think they might need to throw a couple more prospects in. Now, actually, that's a pretty good haul. I'm going to be honest. If I'm the Nationals, I think they're actually giving like 3 MLB players that are.
That's 201 on total value to 194 and Juan Soto.
Now, the thing is, I actually think that'd be.
I think that's a very realistic option, and Dodger fans need to prepare themselves.
I actually think that's very realistic.
Kind of, crap their pants a little bit if that happens. Now, what we've all been waiting for, the trade that will happen, because once they announce that the Padres are trading for Juan Soto, it's going to mean that he's going to the Dodgers per usual.
Yeah.
All right. It's almost pretty even. The Dodgers are offering a little bit less, and I'm a little sad seeing these players be perspectives for parting ways. At least 2 of them, really. The rest of them,
Let me hear the list.
Bush.
Actually, stop. Before you say anything, I'm going to tell you a list of players. I actually listed this out. These are a list of players that I would ship off, 0 hesitation, wouldn't even think twice. And I have 1 player that I will not get rid of. Okay, so Gavin Lux, Dustin May, Bobby Miller, Maddox, Burns, pretty much any other guy. See you later. It was nice knowing you. I don't give a shit. Bye-bye. The one player that I will not get rid of, Diego Cartaya. No. Diego Cartaya, no. Diego Cartaya is a Dodger, all right?
All right.
No.
So let me give you this list.
We already gave the Nationals Keibert Ruiz, the catcher, last year. They don't need another. They don't need another, god damn it. All right. Cartaya is ours.
Let me give you this list. All right.
Let's hear it. We gave him Josiah Gray too. I mean,
Bush, Cartaya.
No.
Gavin Lux, Bobby Miller, Pepe, and Vargas.
Pepio and Vargas.
Oh,
yes. Actually, second thoughts. See you later, boys. And I think they would accept that one over the Padres offer.
The two players in which I would be very sad to part ways with, Gavin Lux and Cartaya.
Gavin Lux, I'm okay with. I can get over that. But
I do also. I'm not like thrilled about Bobby Miller because I kind of like Bobby Miller, but
Bobby Miller's pretty.
Vargas.
He was pretty good in the futures game. They actually should be showing that soon.
Yeah, but the total value 194 for Juan Soto. Nationals are getting 192, so it's about even. But it's a lot more kind of like future prospects rather than solidified MLB players who are already on the team. I also would just be like, all right, Nationals, I'm gonna give you Max Muncy too. I don't really care. You can take Max. I'll give him to you for free. I'll even pay for your water cooler and stuff. Oakland A's style. I think the Nationals
might decline the trade if Max Muncy's involved.
Well, what if
whoa.
Well, what if we go Billy Beane style? What if we're
he gets on base?
He gets on base, he's there. I'll pay for your water cooler and your snacks in the vending machine too. I'll throw that in there. Some cash considerations.
Would Max Muncy be the perfect Oakland? I mean, the A's did draft him. So
would Max Muncy be the perfect water boy?
Wait, Billy Beane drafted Max Muncy. Holy
did
shit.
He?
Must have, or had some involvement.
Somehow.
That's a Billy Beane player right there. High on base.
Oh, exactly.
It doesn't matter how you get on base. He gets on base.
He might argue with the umps here there.
Strike out 4 times a game and have one
block, but so my question for you is because I want to wrap up. I think we should wrap up here in a minute. For the Dodgers in the future, coming into the trade deadline, I want 2 to 3 potential trades that you would make if you were the Dodgers, if you were Andrew Fleeceman going into the trade deadline.
So, Juan Soto, of course, would be great and cool and all. Juan Soto's on the market. Juan Soto's priority number 1. Actually, everything has changed now that Juan Soto's on the market. If the Dodgers can get Juan Soto, get Juan Soto.
Outside of that.
Now, if you can't get Juan Soto, I don't want to see any trades for any hitters. I don't want to see a single trade. I don't want to see a trade for Benintendi or Contreras. I don't see the point. I don't get what the lineup is not the problem. Okay. The lineup has been heating up.
So
the lineup's not the problem. This is my issues. Okay. Starters or relievers. Now, 2 weeks ago, I thought to myself, relievers need the help. Okay. The relievers need the help. The starters have the lowest ERA in the MLB. The relievers need the help. Going into the All-Star break, 3 starters on the Dodgers have been named All-Stars. Okay. Just based off that, at least one of them will be dog cheeks second half. At least one of them. For me, Luis Castillo is the guy the Dodgers need to go and get. Luis Castillo, starting pitcher for the Reds. Get Castillo, okay? The relievers will fall into line. China will come back. I know one of those relievers will turn into Jesus come playoff time, whether it's Bruzar, whether it can continue being Evan Phillips, maybe Vesia. I don't know. I don't care. The relievers, someone will step it up. But the starters, I don't think. I'm not truly confident in Gonsolin.
Whatever starter that they trade for, if that's what they do, obviously you're now messing with the rotation. So someone's got to dip out. And I think whoever dips out is probably going to end up relieving in a relieving spot, especially towards the playoffs. Well, exactly kind of the same way that they burned their goals.
So when they get into the playoffs, they're going to have a 4-man rotation. It'll be in any order. I'm not saying this will be the rotation.
Urias probably I'm putting
but it'll be Kershaw, Julio, Gonsolin, and then hopefully Luis Castillo.
Or will Walker be back?
Tyler-
Will Bueller be back?
So in my opinion, shut him down for the year. In my opinion, that dude's the franchise arm. He's got to be the lights out starter for the next 5 seasons.
Yeah, I would say though, if you get to the World Series though,
if he can come back though, of course, but I don't want to risk any. And I thought he looked hurt to start he just wasn't the same.
Look,
I feel like there's something off.
Julio's worrying me a little bit.
60-30.
Julio's
lights out last. He gets shelled once a month, but he's fine. Okay. He was lights out last night.
All right, so my last little statement here, and then let's wrap. Well, one, if they can get some
starters is my.
If they can get a AAA prospect from the Pirates, take that option, because the Pirates apparently produce the best pitchers in the MLB. Speaking of pitchers, by the way, and then I'm going to close out with one last thing. Rip Chris Sale. He'll probably be back, but after having a literal tantrum in the AAA locker room, Karma came back and broke his pinky finger today. The first
might need to make another AAA start, so
he might be coming back.
Might be back.
That locker room is
Hicks just a liner right off the pinky.
Fractured, gone. But yeah, no. So my I don't know if you can keep that, but all right. My last little question. Back to Juan Soto. Sorry, Juan Soto.
Thank you.
If you trade, because if you have to trade Trey Turner to get him, are you trading Trey?
No. Now the Nationals don't want Trey back, but Trey Turner is so good.
Here's the bigger question: if they get,
I'd rather have Juan Soto though.
If they get Soto, one, do the Dodgers
re-sign Juan Soto over Trey?
Okay, so you think that? I mean, obviously, but
Juan Soto might be the greatest hit. Okay, Juan Soto. I gotta say this before. Now this season, he's statistically having one of the worst seasons of his career. I think he actually is statistically having the worst season of his career, and he has a 901 OPS. He has 20 home runs right now. This is the worst season of his career, okay? I would just want to explain his splits in the month of July, the month that he has declined this contract extension. So this is Juan Soto's splits for the month. 425 batting average, 589 on base, 850 slugging. He has an 850 slugging, okay? 1439 OPS for the month of July. Yeah, he's the best hitter in baseball. I've never seen anything like this ever in my life. His rookie year, he had a 923 OPS.
Luis Rise?
Bro.
Luis Rise?
Juan Soto's having the worst year of his career, and he has an OPS 50 points higher than your bum Luis Arias. So, I mean,
I'm a bum, man.
Juan Soto is a god playing with boys right now. This guy literally blank check whatever the hell you want, buddy.
Milwaukee losing to
he's so good.
No.
Now the thing is, as a Dodger fan, I would rather play Milwaukee than the Cardinals in the playoffs. But I think the Cardinals will win that division. I would rather play Milwaukee, but I don't think Milwaukee will win it.
Yeah. Also,
unfortunately,
Padres and Diamondbacks tied right now. For whatever reason, the Diamondbacks can just nuke any West team, any NL West team. So.
Yeah, another thing about the Padres, I'm not really scared right now of them. We just need to see how Tatis is when he comes back. If Tatis decides to just go nuclear,
well, if Tatis also decides, he wants to go on another ATVing trip or something like that.
It's the All-Star break. Go back out, dude. Why not just go ATVing again, dude?
Take a break.
It's the break, dude. It's All-Star break. Go enjoy your break.
We would never
tough first half of the season. Go enjoy your break.
Would never wish that a player gets hurt, although if Tatis
never unless they're a Padre
happens. it probably was a Dodgers fan that threw like a crowbar in his wheel. So you're going to have to look through the entire greater Los Angeles region.
Yeah, Tatis is a scary player. God.
Yeah, but all right. Okay. I think that's enough for this episode. Like we said in the beginning, if you're a real water boy, got that dog on you, Zach Wilson style, you will go and listen to it on Spotify, on Apple, watch it on YouTube, go follow our TikTok, all of the above. Give us 5 stars, the works. We love y'all, Waterboy Nation, and Waterboy's out.